Ho ho!
This was a complicated match until Álvaro Carreras broke the deadlock. It took you a while to break them down and open the scoring, didn't it?
Yes, we knew where we were coming to. I think it was 3 wins here in the last 11 years, if I'm not mistaken. I've also had the chance to come to Mestalla many times as a player, and I know how difficult this stadium always is with the crowd and everything around it. For them, playing against Real Madrid is always an important match. And with the back 5 they used against us, we knew it was going to be a game that required a lot of patience and a lot of work. I think this victory came from solidity, commitment, and playing a very serious match. And overall, I believe we were deserved winners.
I wanted to ask you about the substitutions. Fed in midfield, David at fullback, and with Trent. Was it more about staying calm, or is he still not ready to start a match?
Well, I think it doesn't really matter where you put Fede. He always delivers an outstanding performance. I'm aware that where he's happiest is in midfield, and that's also where we can get the most out of him and where we need him most. As for David, he deserves huge credit for the opponent he was up against. It was a shame that chance didn't go in, but seeing academy players compete in a match of this level and contribute the way David did is fantastic news for the entire Real Madrid academy. He played a great match, and I'm very, very proud. Regarding Trent, after being out for such a long time, as with other players coming back from injury, we're going to be very cautious and very calm. What we want is for them to gradually regain their rhythm and reach their best level again, and that will be the case with Trent as well.
I wanted to ask about Carvajal. We saw Rodrygo warming up, but Danny didn't even warm up. Where is he at right now? How long before we might see him? Maybe even starting?
I'll be very clear. I see Danny getting better and better in training. He's progressing step by step. Obviously, I'm not going to take any risks. On the days we had off recently, he was still at Valdebebas working. Inside the dressing room, I don't need to explain how important Danny is. He's always the first to speak. Before matches, after matches. On the day of the Rayo game today, you always hear his voice. I think it's very important for players to have a reference like him in the dressing room. I'm sure that with patience and with the work we're doing and that he's doing, he'll reach his best level again. I'm convinced that each day he's getting closer to being able to have an even bigger impact.
You said a few minutes ago, speaking about Mbappé, that we thought we would never see anyone like Cristiano, and now someone is on that path. I wanted to ask what it means to have Mbappé at Real Madrid, to coach him, and whether he can surpass Cristiano Ronaldo.
Well, obviously it's a lot of luck, a lot, because right now he's probably the best player in the world based on what he shows day after day and match after match. As I said before, what Cristiano did seemed almost extraterrestrial, impossible to match, something no one could even come close to. Kylian still has a long road ahead of him because Cristiano was here for many years, but he has the qualities to follow in his footsteps, and you never know. Why couldn't he surpass him? It's not easy, of course, but if anyone can, it's Kylian.
I wanted to ask whether one of the things you're most satisfied with from this match is that, as happened 2 rounds ago at La Ceramica, Courtois barely had to intervene.
Yes, that's certainly one of the positives. Obviously, we can still raise our level of play in terms of brilliance and many other aspects. We have a lot of room for improvement there. But a team is built on solidity, on staying compact, on commitment. We did that at La Ceramica, as you mentioned, and I think we did it again today. Courtois didn't have to make a save, and that's the path we want to follow. The commitment the players are showing, helping each other, teamwork, effort, dedication, sacrifice, all those values that are so important for a team were once again on display today. And from there, the only thing left for us is to keep improving.